I have just been with a lot of things in my life, been very distracted with from the engagement to dealing with work and just everyday stress. And these distractions, they have basically, what I've noticed too is just, been keeping me from my calling. Well, part of it is to be here for you all, and build something out of this that is a lot bigger than myself, and something more than I can even imagine. So it's more than just coming on here weekly and giving you guys advice. And I want these lives to be something transformative in your life. And a lot of times in life, we just get distracted by everyday things that are going on, whether it's needing to just pay the bills, or whether it is, so we have these daily things that just keep us from going in the direction that we want to head. And whether that is, in many of you guys' cases, to get into OT school. Some of you guys are already in OT school, and maybe you are just going through clinical rotations right now, and because you've gotten in recently, and you're currently a student. But the things that are going on in our lives are keeping us from our calling. And for many of us, we need to realize that there is a difference between our career and our calling. And it's our calling that we need to fight for not being distracted from. We can't be distracted from that. And one of the two main differences is just how you even handle obstacles in your life. And that's going to even help you distinguish whether, if it's a calling in your life. I was listening to a live by my business coach and mentor, Greg Todd, and he was just talking about the difference between a career and a calling, and it's just so true in the way we handle those types of situations. Obstacles that get in the way of our career, we kind of such as maybe a flat tire on the way to work, we'll kind of, we'll be like, oh, like, yo, boss, like, I got a flat tire. And then you'll be like, yeah, I can't come in today. Like, sorry about that. I'm going to try to get this thing fixed and I'll be there tomorrow. But if it's a calling in your life, like that right there, you don't just give up that easily. So that's one of the things that I really wanted to just touch upon, is that if you have this calling in your life to be an OT, you can't give up easily because of obstacles that you are facing in your life. And whether that is a failed class, it sometimes takes that continuous effort, so to speak, and persistence to get to where you want, because that's what's going to also help you get to where you actually want in life. And because imagine if I just said, when I was a pre-OT and there was this one time I actually did pretty well in the prerequisites, but there was this one time I actually put the effort into it, and I studied relentlessly for this one exam for anatomy and physiology to get in, right? And I still got a D on the test. I ended up getting a B in the class, because my other grades were very high and whatever. But regardless, I still got a D on that test, despite me putting all this continuous effort. And I could have just easily been like, well, guess this is it. Guess this is, I'm not meant to pass this class. Well, then, and there goes my future, occupational therapy career. I could either think like that, or I could have just, stopped being lazy, and, realize that I just need to keep moving forward, that this is an obstacle. It's a roadblock. But that you can just continue moving forward. And I think that that's just so important, because as students, whether you are currently in OT school or trying to get into OT school, we get hit with a lot of things. We get hit with a lot of things. And this is just even in life, if you really come to think about it. You know, we get hit, life will sometimes just throw punches at us that if we don't continue pushing through them, we're not going to get the life that we want. And I've been realizing just more and more that when we are listening to the noise of the crowd, when we are just being distracted, it keeps us from getting to where we want to go. And I want to encourage you all to basically continue with that persistence when you think that things are not going your way because of what's being put in front of you. You know, your CI or your clinical instructor is telling you you're not doing things well. And you just feel like giving up, like this is not the career for me, or, you know, or if you're currently a new grad and working, and you're having these struggles at work, and you're like, man, I'm just like not getting this, or like I'm not succeeding in this job. Like, you can easily just be like, well, this is not the setting for me, you know, and that's really where you feel called to. Are you going to fight for it, you know, and be where you want in life and call those shots? Or are you going to let just life happen to you? What are you going to do about it? And I just want to put that in your mind so you guys can see that it's really up to you to get back on track and be very aware of things in our lives that are distracting us from our calling. And you'll see too in life that a lot of times these roadblocks that we hit in life, whether it's failing a class or whether it's not passing the clinical rotations, can actually be one of the biggest blessings that you can have. And it a lot of times reveals itself later when you realize that you would have been taken maybe a different direction. And now maybe because you hit this roadblock, you can focus yourself on other things. You know, if you fail a class and have to retake it, for example, you know, now you probably were not being focused enough on that, and you know now where it is that your energy has to go. So just sometimes these distractions can really keep us from doing the things that we were meant to do. And I hope that together as a group, as online connections, we can be there for one another to basically help each other with that. And I know for a fact that I am not the only one dealing with these distractions. So if you know exactly what it is that I am talking about and can relate to what I'm saying, please put something in the comment section, and let's just try to tackle these things together. And I will be doing an upcoming seminar in the next month, now that I am refocusing my energies more onto this. I want to focus more into getting this webinar started. And if you want to hear more about the webinar, please put in the comments section here, like, I want to know more. Let's just put in the comment section, I want to know more. And I will, in the next live, tell you a little bit more about this webinar and how it can help you within the time that you are trying to get into OT school and beyond, give you guys some tips as you try to refocus your energies on these applications and what you're trying to do. So I hope that this has somehow motivated you and allowed you to continue just forward and recognize that obstacles sometimes will happen, and that's totally okay. And sometimes these obstacles was what's going to allow you to refocus your energies again on that calling. And also recognizing that there's a difference between how we handle things and obstacles in our career versus our calling. When we have an obstacle head our way in our career, sometimes we don't even fret. We just try to fix it, and if it gets fixed, it gets fixed, and we just try our best. But if it's our calling, like, there's something about it that you're like, crap, like, I need to somehow make it work. Like, if things were to go down with OT Genius, like, I'd be very upset, like, because this is my baby. I'm trying more and more to focus my energies into making this into something great, little by little. It's been a difficult journey, but now, because of certain situations, I know I can refocus my energies more on this, and that gives me a lot of joy and happiness. And I'm looking forward to the future and what this means for any pre-OTs that come into this group. Invite your friends. If you know that they're applying to OT school, invite them into the group so they can get the advice, the motivation, or the just knowledge that they need to be successful within the application cycle. And I hope, again, that this has helped you. I will come on again next Tuesday for another episode for Transformation Tuesday, and I will see y'all next week. Have a great day.